Welcome to the 2024 Athletic Hall of Honors. I'm Angela Marine, Director of Athletics, and we are proud to welcome this year's class. Baseball All-American Jared Smith, men's soccer All-American Stephen Nicknish, women's soccer all-time leading scorer Leah Bauer, and volleyball All-American Jessica Nassau Pirzadeh. I want to start by honoring our campus leadership who is in attendance today. President Benson, UTD President, Dr. Rafael Martin, Vice President, Chief of Staff, Dr. Jean Fitch, Vice President for Student Affairs, Dr. Court Barron, FAR, Faculty Athletic Rep, and Dr. Josephine Vida, Senior Director for the International Center. Welcome. We also have Hall of Honor members in the crowd as well. Doug Fair, class of 2012. Dana Hilsendagger, class of 2023. And Nikki Calverley, class of 2016. Welcome back. All right, we are coming together at a moment in time that will absolutely go down in UTD history. We just completed our 25th anniversary in Division III, and in July, we were formally accepted into the NCAA Division II membership. So this is exciting times, and this opportunity may be possible in large part to President Benson's vision and commitment to athletics. President Benson has been an integral part of what we've been able to do and the success we've had in athletics. He announced in August that he will be transitioning away from the presidency, but I want to personally thank him for not only the Division II move, but for everything he has done to fortify UT Dallas athletics as the premier program in the country as we transition to Division II. We could not have done this, sir, without your resources and support, and we are eternally grateful. So please help me in thanking Dr. President Benson. I also want to highlight some major projects that are happening on campus. I talked to most of you before we got started, and it's been some time before you've walked around our hallowed grounds here at UT Dallas, and we have some really exciting new projects and buildings being built. The Edith and Peter O'Donnell Jr. Athenaeum opened last month, and it is designed to enhance and enrich the arts here at UT Dallas. It is a magnificent building. It was Dr. Benson's project, and it is truly a remarkable piece of art itself, but it also holds the Crow Museum of Asian Art. If you have time tomorrow or in the future, please take time to visit this museum. It is incredible. So thank you, Dr. Benson, for bringing that to our campus. The dart rail. Now, the dart rail is exciting because as a department who relies on transportation, we are going to have the dart rail that takes us straight from campus to DFW Airport. That's a big deal. So we're excited to welcome that to campus in late 25, early 26. And then the Student Union and Success Center. This is a 235,000 square feet of student engagement space. No one in the country is going to have what we're about to build with the Student Success Center and Union. We are very proud. It's going to be a huge recruiting tool for us. But it's going to have new retail, new dining, an outdoor amphitheater that's pictured on the screen, and a 12,000-foot ballroom that holds 800 people. It's going to be an impressive building, and we are excited for that to be on our campus in 2026. All right, I'm going to plug now that if you're not following us on social media, you are missing out. Our social media and content creation team do an excellent job of telling our story and giving you an inside look of what it means to be a student athlete in UT Dallas now. So I'm going to show you our height video. Our height video is going to acknowledge all the success we had last year, but also look to the future and what we're excited about as we move to Division II. So enjoy.
Welcome to the home of champions, where greatness is born and legends are made. UT Dallas Athletics, a powerhouse of talent and determination, where academic excellence meets athletic dominance. Last year, our teams dominated the competition, clinching 5 American Southwest Conference championships and leading the conference in total department titles for the 2nd consecutive year. As we embark on the 26th year of our athletic journey, UTD Athletics stands tall with an impressive legacy: 49 All-Americans, 49 conference championships, and 17 academic All-Americans. Excellence is not just a goal, it's our tradition, the Comet Standard.
And Curry, right-footed, slotting it into the bottom right corner. The Comets are your 2023 ASC Tournament champions.
Kaiser races into forecourt. 4.3 seconds to go. Feeds inside. Jumper by Sooner. Up good! And there's a buzzer. Donovan Sooner has hit the shot in the lane.
But this year marks a new chapter in our story.
And just on behalf of the D2 membership committee, I do want to congratulate you as the institution has been accepted into the provisional membership process.
One of the red letter days, you might say, in the history of UTD. So we're very excited.
After 25 years of Division III competition, we are ready to elevate our game as we make the leap to the Division II Lone Star Conference. From the West Texas Plains to the Lone Star State Capital to the mountains of western New Mexico, we embark on a journey into uncharted territory. New opponents, new challenges, and new places to conquer await.
UT Dallas is on its way to the NCAA Baseball National Championship.
The stage is set for a new era of greatness.
Harvey pops the 3, top of the key, hits it! They win at the buzzer! Oh my, I don't believe it! They're on the court, they win by 1!
Trying to win it here, Sundquist locked it down and in, and the Comets win. The students storm the court. The Comets are the 2022 American Southwest Conference Volleyball Champions.
Join us as we write the next chapter in our legacy. We are UT Dallas.
All right, who's ready to suit up? It's exciting. So I do want to talk a little bit about Division II before we break for dinner. That is the number one question I get. What does it mean? What does this transition mean? Well, we are currently in year 1 of a 2-year transition period, provisional period. We actually qualify not only for the Division II membership, but also for the expedited process, which is brand new to the NCAA in Division II. So we cut a year off of our provisionary year from 3 to 2. So we are currently under full NCAA Division II rules, legislative, and we have offered, obviously, our first historic athletic scholarship. So that is all happening as we speak. Next year, we will be a full Lone Star member with a full Lone Star Conference schedule. And after year 3, we will be all in and able to compete for those championships that we win so many of. So that is the timeline and the process. All right, let's break for dinner, and we'll be back to honor our special guests. Enjoy. All right, let's get started. I hope you enjoyed your dinner. Please continue to eat or eat your dessert. We have plenty. All right, our first inductee is Jared Smith. To present Jared is the only coach of the Comets baseball program who has amassed 618 all-time wins and 3 ASC championships. Welcome to the stage, head coach Shane Shoemake.
One of the most prolific sluggers in school history, Jared Smith set Comet records with a career .785 slugging percentage and 36 home runs. An all-conference outfielder in both seasons, Smith's bat produced 115 hits, 25 doubles, 118 runs batted in, and 104 runs scored. He rewrote the record books as a senior with 23 homers, 71 RBIs, and an .821 slugging percentage, earning All-American third-team honors from D3Baseball.com. Smith graduated in 2009 with a Bachelor of Arts in Public Affairs. UT Dallas is proud to induct Jared Smith into the Athletics Hall of Honors.
All right. Well, having guys like Jared on your team make my job a lot easier. When you have guys that hit home runs like that and do that, his senior season, that team led the nation in home runs. So there wasn't a whole lot of strategy for Coach Shoemake that year. There was lots of high fives and attaboys as we went through there. But, you know, it's great having Jared back. It's great to see him. You know, over the years, you have players that come through, and when your best player is also the best teammate and the hardest worker, again, that makes my job a lot easier. So, you know, if you've ever been to a UTD baseball practice, we always start practice with a quote. And I was going through some of the quotes, and I saw one that pretty much epitomized what Jared meant to this program. And it says, "Be humble, be hungry, and always be the hardest worker in the room." And that was Jared. You know, you would have never known going through his senior year that he was putting up All-American numbers. I mean, he was just the same guy. He was a great teammate, and he did all the things that you asked, which was really nice. As far as being hungry, you know, he wanted to win. Obviously, he wanted to win, but he's also wanting to learn. And throughout his career, the 2 years that we had him, we made a few adjustments to his swing. We worked on trying to bend some baseballs to get a little more carry. And his senior year, he figured it out. And he, again, 23 home runs in 40 games is a lot of home runs. 71 RBIs in 40 games is a lot of RBIs. So he did a lot of damage for us that year. And then obviously the hardest worker. Again, when your best player is your hardest worker, it makes your job so much easier. And Jared did that, and he was a great leader on the team. And man, this is a well-deserved honor, and I'm going to go ahead and get Jared up here and let him talk. With Jared Smith.
All right. So thank you. I want to preface this speech by saying it's 13 minutes and 25 seconds long. I know that because I've practiced it 100 times and I still can't memorize it. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to read this thing. Also, since having kids, I've become a little emotional. Some of y'all can appreciate that in the room. So I'm going to try to get through this thing without crying. So wish me luck. First, I want to say thank you to anyone and everyone who had a hand and voted me for into this Hall of Honor that puts me in this room tonight. I'm very thankful for the nomination, the votes, and the recognition that comes with both. I'm honored to be here tonight and represent UTD baseball in the Hall. Now, in most of these types of speeches, it's hard to find enough time to thank everybody, which is also true in my case. But because I wasn't married or didn't have any kids at the time I was playing, I will not be able to thank my wife for kids in this speech, so I wanted to mention them now and tell Allie, Jet, Harper, and my beautiful wife Miranda, I love you and I'm very proud of you. I also want to say that, believe it or not, I may be the worst athlete sitting at that table over there, and I'm very excited to see what the future holds for my little crew and their athletic adventures. I really love watching them play. But now let's get back to thanking the folks that I need to thank. First and foremost, I need to thank God for putting the parents that he did in my life, and we'll start with my dad. My dad always jokes that when he's introducing me to people that I'm not in jail and I'm paying taxes, and that's a pretty good success story. He would also joke whenever I was playing that I needed to close my eyes and swing as hard as I could. I always thought that was funny but terrible advice, but sure enough, 13 times my junior year and 23 times my senior year, I did just that. And look at me now. But I caution my kids, don't take that advice because he still gives it, and it's wrong. On a serious note, I wouldn't be here without my dad. He's the most selfless and hardworking person that I know, and he's always been a shining example of how hard work pays off and is necessary to accomplish your goals, whether that be in sports, business, or life. I'm grateful for all that my dad has done for me in raising me in a stable household with strong leadership and giving me someone to look up to and want to be like. I'm very lucky to have a dad like mine, and I'm forever grateful for all that he's done for me. Without him, I would have never even made it to campus. I didn't have a scholarship, I didn't have any money, I didn't have a job, and college is expensive. My dad says that he crammed a 4-year degree into 9 years, and the reason for that is that he was working full-time jobs and paying for college as he could afford it. I didn't have that issue, and his hard work and selflessness paid for my school, and that was a huge head start in the business world and allowed me to pursue my passion of baseball during my college years. And I can't thank you enough for that exceptional gift among everything else, so thank you, Dad. Mom. What I love about my mom is that she doesn't always tell you what you want to hear. She tells you what you need to hear. For example, if I go 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts, my dad would say, hey, you had a rough day, but man, those strikeouts look good, and that pitcher was really tough, and some of those foul tips were great. My mom, on the other hand, would tell me, I need to get my bleep together and start acting like I know how to play, or my ass is going to be sitting on the bench. Now, she wouldn't really use those words, but it does make the story better. The point is, I needed to hear it, and she was always right when it came to those tough talks. I did need to play better, and the answer was to make the adjustments, as Coach Shoemake mentioned, and work harder. Now, on top of giving me that much-needed constructive criticism in times when I needed it, she was also the sweetest, most loving, caring mom a kid could ever ask for. And now, she's the sweetest, most loving Mimi that grandkids could ever ask for. During my, during my playing days at Tyler Junior College and then UTD, I distinctly remember her being at almost every single game. It didn't matter the distance or the inconvenience or if it was during the day of the week or the weekend. She was there, and I noticed, and it mattered. We played games all over the Southeast United States, and she may have only missed a handful of games. Day game in Abilene, she was there. Weekend in Mississippi, she was there. Hot weather, cold weather, rain, shine, didn't matter. She was there. Her being at those games made me want to play harder and make her proud. And if I was lucky enough to hit a home run that day when she was there, right after the ping of the bat, I would hear, yeah, buddy, when I'd hit the ball, or excuse me, when it'd leave the bat. And I'd always hear it, and it'd always make me smile. And let's not forget, of course, all the times that she'd come up during those years, cook us food, give us some hot meals, and help me with the laundry that was overflowing the hamper and, of course, all over the floor. So, Mom, for all the little things and the big things, thank you. Coach Shoemake, thank you for any nomination, vote, discussion, or whatever takes place to get my name on the ballot into the Hall of Honor. It really means a lot to me, my parents, my wife, and my kids. I've been a baseball rat since I've been about 4 years old. My goal, of course, was to do what your son does and play in the major leagues one day, but we both know 0.00001% have that talent and that ability to make it that far. So congrats again on your son's baseball success. It's really amazing. In my case, however, I did whatever I could to make the most of my talent and my ability and play as long as I possibly could. I want to thank you for taking a chance on me, for allowing me into your program, giving me an opportunity to earn a spot on the roster, earn a starting spot in the lineup, and be an everyday starter for you and the team. It was 2 of the best years of my life. And I want to send a sincere thank you and a tip of the cap to Coach Shoemake. Thank you for the opportunity. Now to some of my baseball guys who aren't here tonight, but I'll be sure to let them know that I mentioned them. I want to thank Michael Ross for being a lifelong friend on and off the field and for staying late almost every practice, nights, weekends, and to hit during high school. I remember us often being there and being the only ones, and unfortunately for Michael, I wasn't much of a BP pitcher. So I apologize for the bad BP, but I want to thank you for being a lifelong baseball friend, always being there. And we just both loved baseball, and we loved to hit baseballs. And I remember those times, and they were great. Neil Gordo. I played left field, and Gordo played center field. He was one of my buddies that was always in a good mood, always had words of encouragement, always seemed to find a way on base, and always seemed to find a way to make center field take up a little bit more of my left field, which allowed me to focus more of my time and effort into hitting and catch the occasional fly ball if Gordo wasn't hustling enough to catch one on the left field line. But for the most part, I knew Gordo was going to get it, and it gave me great peace of mind, so thank you, Gordo. Chad Hudson, for being my Dallas brother. Me and Chad are the same person, but also very different. We both respect each other, work very well together, but also compete against each other in almost everything. But at the end of the day, no matter what, we're always going to be on the same team, on and off the field, and that, yep, I'm where I'm supposed to be. I almost double-checked there. And that makes one hell of a friendship. I didn't know anybody whenever I came to UTD, and he was one of the first guys to invite me to hang out outside of baseball, and we immediately became great friends. The times I remember and cherish most with Chad actually came off the field, as we spent a lot of time together doing what most college kids do when they aren't in school or at a team function. But Chad's biggest impact on my baseball journey was definitely the workouts. Before I met Chad, I thought I liked to work out really hard, but I learned after one workout with him that I hadn't been pushing myself nearly as hard as I should have been. He constantly pushed me and himself to get bigger, faster, and stronger with workouts that were 6 or 7 days a week and eating as much as we possibly could, as often as we could, and my favorite, completely staying away from cardio. Both me and Chad grew up very skinny kids, and I think that motivated our workouts quite a bit. We were tired of being the skinny kids, and the answer was to work hard. Oftentimes after a workout, I'd have to sit in the parking lot, unable to drive home because I couldn't move my arms to the steering wheel. I'd call Miranda, my future wife, on speakerphone because I couldn't hold the phone in my ear. I remember sitting in the truck with the AC off, just sweating and enjoying the feeling that I'd just given everything to that workout. Me and Chad still joke about an incident to this day that happened at the UTD Rec Center. I still don't know if the guy was being a smart aleck or not, but he stopped us one day as we're walking out of the gym, and he asked if we were part of the weightlifting team or the bodybuilding team at UTD. We had just got done with the workout, and we were all puffed up and swolled up and exhausted from a 2-3 hour workout, but now our heads had swollen up. The kid said he saw us in there all the time and assumed we were either on the weightlifting team or bodybuilding team for UTD, but he didn't know that they had either one. We both looked at each other and laughed and told him, dude, we're on the baseball team. Needless to say, that was a big confidence booster to both of us to keep pushing ourselves in the weight room. So, Chad, thank you. Next on the list is Chris Beige. And to go along with Coach Shoemake, me and Coach Shoemake worked a lot on my swing, and so did Chris Beige. He's last but definitely not least on this list. Beige played second base and was from the great state of Louisiana. Now, Beige could hit a fastball harder and further than almost anybody I'd ever seen, and he would be the first person to tell you that. But I feel I should brag on him tonight because without him, I don't think that I'd be here tonight. Honestly, I don't know if I'd have been able to crack the starting lineup without Beige. So if you know Beige, and we're still friends to this day, you know he loves giving advice and direction whether you ask for it or not. So I just met Beige a few moments ago, and we're standing around the cage hitting live BP on the field, and Beige tells me, not suggests, that I need to switch to a 34-inch bat from a 33. He listed all the reasons why I should do it, and I listened and I took the advice. Over the next several weeks, Beige would go on to give me more directions. He told me I needed to start doing a toe tap to help me sit back and some of the off-speed pitches to help me correct my timing and some of the other issues. He told me I needed to move around in the box, up and in, which I can thank him for a lot of my hit-by pitches that I'd eventually receive. He told me that the pitchers would pitch me backwards if I'm batting in the four-hole and that I needed to guess pitches. He told me I need to look for one pitch in one zone early in the count and don't miss it. I listened to all these things, and I was surprised at the difference that they made. Now, I can blame Beige for a lot of my strikeouts based on those words of wisdom, which both me and Beige had a ton. But I can also blame Beige for a lot of my success and development as a power hitter at UTD, something I'd always dreamed of being. And with all of his advice, I remind you, none of it was asked for, but it was all given and received and implemented. So Beige, for all the advice I didn't ask for but apparently needed, thank you. Last thing I want to say, or I want to mention in closing here tonight, is that growing up, my favorite players were Biggio, Bagwell, and Mark McGwire. I really loved how hard Biggio played the game, how dirty he got, the pine tar on his bat and his helmet, the insane hustle that he gave in and out every inning, every game. And for Bagwell and McGwire, it was the raw power, the big muscles, and the home runs. I wanted to be like all those guys rolled into one, but that wasn't reality. In high school, I never hit a single home run in a game or practice. I was good. I was not a power hitter. I swung a 32-inch bat. I hit for high average. I had a lot of singles. I had a lot of doubles. I scored a lot of runs and probably only struck out a handful of times my senior year in high school, which was pretty good. I also weighed 155 pounds my senior year of high school. Fast forward 4 years and 60 pounds later, I added a lot of strikeouts, a lot of home runs, plenty of RBIs, a lot of friends, a lot of great coaches, a ton of memories I'll cherish forever, and one UTD Hall of Fame induction, which I'm very proud of. And again, thank you to anyone and everyone who had a hand in me being here tonight. I appreciate all of you, and I want to close with a few of my favorite cliches because I'm a big cliche guy. It's better to be lucky than good. Hard work creates luck. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. Always swing hard in case you hit it. Don't be afraid to fail. And don't give up. Don't ever give up. Thank you. I was pointing you in the back. I didn't know you were there. Sorry.
That's okay. I moved over so we could get you this. You want to take a picture?
Can you tip it down so I don't get it glare?
All right. Thank you, Jared. Our second inductee is arguably the greatest goalkeeper in men's soccer history. To present Stephen Nicknish is current men's soccer coach Jason Hirsch. Hirsch has a total of 137 wins and 4 ASC championships in his 12 seasons. Welcome, Jason.
A nearly impenetrable force in front of the net, Stephen Nicknish still holds the program records with 21 career shutouts and an 83.5 save percentage and a .7 goals against average. Nicknish picked up all-region honors twice and was a 3-time All-ASC first-team selection. He garnered the ASC Conference Player of the Week on 5 occasions. Nicknish helped the Comets post a 37-10-9 record in his 3 seasons. He graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering in 2014. UTD is proud to induct Stephen Nicknish into the Athletics Hall of Honors.
Well, I'm excited and honored to be here to induct Stephen into the Hall of Honor tonight. I've been here a long time, seen a lot of great players come through our program, and he's definitely one of the top, not only as a player, but also as a person. And so I'm excited for him, happy for him. Not many of the athletes that come through here get to be a part of this Hall of Honor, and so like I said, I'm happy for him that he's in it, and he's well deserved. Okay, just to give you a bit of backstory, I was the assistant coach doing a lot of recruiting, driving around Texas and beyond looking for great players. I go down to Austin, Texas for the Lone Star Showcase tournament. I'm at Town and Country soccer field complex. I'm sit down, I'm watching this game. There is an enormous goalkeeper standing in the goal. I'm watching a few minutes, a long ball comes in, and when I tell you this guy got up above the goalpost to collect this ball with these gigantic hands, that's what I saw. It was instant, okay, I got to reach out to this guy. Okay, I reached out to him. He's already committed somewhere else. He's going to School of Mines, okay? So I forgot about him. A couple of months later, he finishes his year at Colorado School of Mines, and he reaches out to us. I mean, instantly knew who he was, instantly was a yes. We need to bring this guy in right now, okay? So he comes to us. We're super excited to get him. We're getting ready for the fall season. Summertime, he's training, and I'll get to how hard he trained and how hard he worked in a minute. But we're getting ready for this season. Ankle, breaks his ankle. Can't play that season, okay? So, of course, disappointed. We roll into that year with another one, but we're excited to get him back. He comes back, and like you just saw, 3 incredible years for us. Lots of individual accolades, lots of team wins. And so, of course, we'll go down as one of our best players of all time, okay? like I said, lots of great memories with him. He reminded me of another one, which I'll share in just a second, but great memories. You know, of course, the matches. I remember all those great saves that he would make, dominating his space. You know, I tell my players, I tell my assistant coaches, I tell everyone that whoever we have on the field in any position, they have to dominate their space, okay? And he certainly did that, probably better than any goalkeeper we've had. When he comes and stands up here, you'll see what I'm talking about. He's a large man, and he's not just big, but he's also fast and strong, and had a tremendous mentality towards training and improving and winning. Okay, you know, and what he would do, again, just the overall mentality he had was straight winner. I mean, if you scored a goal against this guy in practice, you didn't want to at times. He would do this, and I've never seen anyone do it before him, and I haven't seen anyone do it since. He would lift up the whole goal. Okay, so these posts are not light. For me, I'm smaller. For me to lift this goal, to lift this goal and put it on the wheels so we can roll it and move it around the field, it takes some effort. Okay, and when you would score a goal on him in training, he had this thing. He'd grab the post and lift it up and throw it. And he would do it like regular. Okay, we got to move the goal back. And this whole goal, I'm telling you, this whole goal would fly. Okay, so very strong, very powerful. But just the mentality he had about training and winning and competing. And even to this day, he still is doing CrossFit competitions with his brother, who also played for us. Okay, and so those are the memories that I'll remember of him. Was not only in the matches. And dominating there, but also in training, how competitive he was. Okay, the other one that he brought up that I totally forgot, you know, of course, we have very strict rules. You want to have a disciplined team. You don't come late to practice. You don't come late to games, and you don't show up late for the bus. Okay, so we are getting ready to drive to Colorado. Okay, now, you know, it's a long drive, so we're leaving early, 6 a.m. in the morning. Okay. And of course, he's our number 1, 2, and 3 goalkeeper. We don't want to go to the next one. Okay, so we rock up 6 a.m. Who's not there? He's not there. And so it's one of those things with maybe someone else. Let's send a message. Send a message. We're leaving. Sorry you missed the bus. Everyone take note. He missed the bus. We're out of here. He missed the bus. We're going, you know what? I think it's early enough. We could probably, let's call him and let's see where he is. So sure enough, we waited for him and he traveled with us. That was one I forgot, but he reminded me of that. Right. So the other thing I'll say about him is not just on the field, in training, tremendous leader, tremendous teammate, and also a tremendous family. You know, I had the privilege of coaching him. Two years as an assistant, 1 year as the head coach my first year. You know, to have a player like him as a senior in a leadership position when I'm a first time and pretty young head coach, you know, I can't thank him enough for everything he did that year in terms of leadership and motivating the team and just getting everyone bought in to what we were doing, okay? But an amazing family. I ended up recruiting his younger brother who also played for us here. Just the type of family where I go out and I'm going to watch his younger brother play. He shows up. And next thing you know, I'm at their house having dinner. That's just the kind of family that he has. And some of our biggest supporters, especially when they both played here. His mom and dad, and just total family, big supporters of him and the team and the program, and obviously we appreciate that as well, okay? Again, I want to congratulate him. I'm super proud of him, everything he's done. He's gone on now, lovely family, has a great job, doing great things, still competing, like I said, in the CrossFit world. But I want to say congratulations and welcome to the Hall of Honor. So come on up.
Oh man, okay. if you haven't met my daughter, she's the one that's making a lot of noise, and that's my lovely wife back there. Thank you for being here to support me. I wasn't aware of preparing anything, a little miscommunication, but that's all right. No, I'm extremely grateful and honored to be inducted. I really didn't know this was a thing, but again, like, it's a huge honor. I know not a lot of people make it into this, and so I really don't have a lot of words.
Take your left foot off of there. The other, stand on the. Yeah.
Oh, I know. Here. Okay. What was I talking about?
What did you enjoy about your time here?
No. Yeah, like Jason said, my first year was at Mines, and then as soon as the decision was to leave Mines and then, look for somewhere else, but I was like, what about UT Dallas? They've got a great engineering program, they've got a great men's soccer team. I was like, yeah, sure, I'll reach out. And then lo and behold, the next 3 years have been a pretty amazing experience. Just from the number of teammates that I've had, getting this honor was not really me. It was all of our defenders, all of our midfielders, all of our forwards. Eric Holland, Gentry, playing with them in the beginning. They were great players. Brian Sheba, Dalton, man. But extremely grateful and thankful for those guys, for how much hard work that they put in alongside me. We're all leaders out there, or we're trying to do the best that we can for each other on the field. We're not pointing fingers and blaming everybody else. It's we're honest with each other, but then we're also encouraging and trying to build them all up. Yeah, like Hirsch said, my dad, I'm pretty sure my dad was at every single game. And he came to practice.
He would sit outside the fence.
Yeah, he's been my biggest supporter, and my brother's biggest supporter. He would always say before every game, play with a lot of confidence. And that was probably a turntile for me through my soccer career, because that built me up, got me ready for the game, and then he was always there for the games. Whether we were at ETBU or in Arkansas or up at in Tyler, he was there. So really, really thankful for him and my mom, the younger brother who would push me to just because I want to be better than him. But again, I'm just so thankful for this. Like, this, couldn't imagine a bigger honor for myself from a great program. Thanks Hirsch. I was the first year head coach with all of us, but we did great. He really knocked it out of the park. And it was great work being with Jack. I love his, I wouldn't say his mannerisms, but his reactions on the sideline whenever he would get super mad. And his go-to phrase was, "God bless it," and throw whatever he had in his hands. But all the halftime speeches, all the end of game speeches, pregame speeches, I just can't thank you guys enough. It's been great. Thank you.
All right, congrats, Nick Nish. Our third inductee, yes. Our third inductee is Leah Boyer, presenting as former head coach John Antonese. John had 217 wins and 2 championships from 1997 to 2013. Welcome, Coach John. Come on up.
One of the most decorated players in UTD women's soccer history, Leah Boyer still holds the school record with 133 points on 52 goals and 29 assists in 16 game winners. A 3-time All-ASC first-team forward, Leah was the ASC Offensive Player of the Year and second-team All-Region selection as a senior. She also toured up in the classroom, earning College Sports Information Directors of America Academic All-District honors twice. Leah helped UTD to a 49-23-11 record in her tenure. She graduated with a Bachelor of Arts in Geography in 2013 and a Master's in Geospatial Information Science in 2015. The Comets are proud to induct Leah Boyer into the Athletics Hall of Honors.
Wow, there's so many exciting things going on around here these days. It's been about 11 years probably since I was here, and I couldn't even find my way around the campus. It was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. So congratulations for all the, just the improvements and the growth. Moving to Division II, that's incredible. That's incredible. I really just, I'm still green and orange, I can't help it. So. But I want to say thank you to Leah and her family, and to just everybody here who was part of inducting her, because she's well deserved honor for sure. The time I was here, actually, we talk about how we find these players, and he talked about how he found Steven on the soccer field. Of course, that's where I found Leah, but it was actually, I was out recruiting another player on another team. And so I go out there and I'm watching, and then I just see this one kid on the other team dominating the game. And I thought, that's the one I like right there. So I go to the other side of the field, and long story short, somehow I met her, probably met one of her parents, and then invited her in, and it was incredible. She actually wasn't necessarily thinking about playing college soccer, but she was without a doubt ready to go day one. She immediately took over she was our best player. And so she came in, she scored a ton of goals for us. Her sophomore year was a little bit injury prone, but her freshman, junior, and senior year just dominated. I don't know how many game winners she got throughout the years, but it was a lot. And I was so thankful for her because, it's kind of like when you have a great goalkeeper, it's also nice to have a great finisher. And I was talking to Steven, this program's in good hands. So I'm really, really happy. And Steve and I have become good friends. Jason and I have been longtime friends and coaching colleagues and things. But I was talking to Steven the other night, and I said, are you going to be at the Hall of Honor banquet? And he wasn't sure if he was going to be here or not. And we were just talking about Leah. And I said, God, I wish I had 11 of her when she played. But then I went, no, 10. I didn't really want to put her in the goal, But if I could have 10 field players just like her, we would have dominated everybody. And so I am so thankful to be here. It's great to see old friends, old coaching colleagues, old bosses, and different people that I've worked with. And Court, long time no see. I work with your buddy Nasco at Cedar Valley. So it's incredible. I just really appreciate everything. Appreciate you guys allowing me to be a part of this. And Angela, you're doing a great job. It looks just like this place is taking off, just like the Comets, right? Again, thank you, John and Lynn and Teresa. Thank you to Leah's family. I'm so thankful for them, and most thankful for my 9th inductee. I'm kind of like, wow. I didn't realize I had 9. Somebody told me, or maybe it was in the letter that I saw, but Leah is the 9th women's soccer inductee, and that's special to me because I coached every one of them, and I'm telling you what, the 9th one may be the very best. So I want to introduce to you Leah Boyer.
I'm going to read some notes because that'll make me more calm. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I know there's a lot of supporters in the room. You mean a lot to everybody that's here. You mean a lot to me, and so thank you for that. I'd like to thank UTD, which was my home for more than 4 years, if you didn't hear, a couple extra ones, and UTD Athletics. I mean, this meant everything to me, and you look back and you see the threads of your history and where your friends and colleagues come from and how much it means to you, even, I'll admit, 14 years ago. That's a long time ago and a lot of life lived, but still it means so much. I want to acknowledge the other inductees. You worked really hard. We all know that it's not just about talent and athleticism. It's about showing up every day and that effort that you put in, that consistency and commitment. I'd like to acknowledge the history that Coach John spoke to. I'm very grateful to come from a program to have that, and those girls paved the way for me to do what I did, and I'm really, really excited for what Division II will do for this program and to follow along. So I know John spoke a little bit about this, and UTD found me. It was this quirky, special place that just happened, and I'm forever grateful for that twist of fate. This speech is about 35 years worth of thank you, so I really hope that I don't miss anyone, but know that that's a lot to cover. Before UTD, there were coaches, there were soccer families that showed up for me, took me to practice when my parents had work. You know, my family showed up, everybody showed up for me that got me here to UTD. And support means everything. You know, for my dad, it means showing up from Arkansas to every single game, no matter where it was my senior year. And my poor stepmom, just along for the ride, but she was there and she was willing to support. It's, you know, my mom reminding me with each phone call that being perfect isn't the goal in life, and, you know, that I'm loved just as I am, and my stepdad Richard just chiming in, making me feel those words of affirmation. It's my sister being a constant cheerleader when I had feelings that I wasn't enough. I love my husband, a huge support system, Eric Collins, shout out to UTD men's soccer, reminding me that I'm deserving of this award and that I'm valued every single day. I love you. Support is in my UTD teammates that showed up, blood, sweat, and tears for those 4 years, but I am lucky enough to call many of them my friends, and we show up for milestones even now 14 years later. Support to Coach John and Katie, and not only being my coaches and showing me the way on the field, but have never stopped looking out for me, whether it was a year after I was graduated or 14 years later showing up for me today. That means the world, and I'm eternally grateful. So the support system that I've built around me, you all know it's bigger than the numbers or accolades, and inductees have a reflection of how much that is as far as effort. So UTD changed me, the people changed me, and the team and coaches changed me. I am proud of the human I am today because of every interaction that made me who I am. I'm proud to be a UTD alum. I'm proud to be a UTD women's soccer alum. And I wouldn't be who I am without the time spent here or with the army of individuals that supported me along the way. I'm eternally grateful. To my family, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and whoosh.
Our final inductee of the night, Jessica Nassau Pirzadeh. I've been working on that name. Thank you. To present Jessica is a former head coach, Marcy Allison, and current associate athletic director. Marcy had 419 wins in her career, department high 7 titles in her 18 years of coaching before transitioning to administration. Marcy Allison.
A member of some of the most successful Comet volleyball teams, Jessica Nassau was a key cog in the middle. Described as one of the most coachable players, she helped UTD to a 94-25 record with 2 conference titles and back-to-back trips to the NCAA Division III Championship Tournament. Jessica was an American Volleyball Coaches Association All-American Honorable Mention in the ASC East Division Player of the Year as a junior, leading the Comets to a 25-1 record. She recorded 777 kills, 244 blocks, and 156 digs while hitting .248. Jessica graduated in 2011 with a degree in child development and psychology. We are proud to induct Jessica Nassau as the newest member of the UTD Athletics Hall of Honors.
All right, so what's the trick here, Hirsch, to not get it to make noise? This way? All right, perfect. Hi, everyone. Good evening. Let me start off by congratulating volleyball. They had a sweep tonight before the Hall of Honor, so congratulations. Angela mentions, obviously, my coaching stats. Now I'm administrator for compliance here at UT Dallas going into Division II, so everyone is really excited about it. Compliance is questioning the decision. So with that said, I woke up this morning, I'm like, all right, I'm going to get my speech ready for Jess tonight, and then the NCAA called and threw a kink in my day, but I have one. I just need to read it probably a little bit, and I'm going to hit on a couple of things the other people said. But it is my pleasure to celebrate with you tonight the remarkable achievements of Jared. And Jared, you didn't cry. So I'm jealous because I'm watching. I usually go first. So for me to go last, it's like, I'm probably going to cry. But, and then obviously getting older, that just happens with parenting. So I get it. And Stephen, I got an opportunity to watch all of you play because I've been here for so long. And watching your video, I'm just jealous of your hair. There's many guys on campus. I'm like, man, I wish my hair looked as good as theirs. And Talia, congratulations. It's still a quirky and special place. So I will say that. But it's my honor to be able to celebrate with you all. I had the opportunity to watch each of you play, and this recognition is much deserved for each of you. So before I have the honor of bragging about Jessica, I want to congratulate each of you on your induction into our 2024 Hall of Honors. So congratulations again. All right, it is a privilege to have this opportunity to speak about Jessica, or Jess, as we call her, and why she's deserving of this induction. As I look back on Jess's time with us, she was a lot of our firsts in our volleyball program. Jess was one of our first out-of-state commitments, and I remember being so excited about getting her commitment. She was one of our first 6-footers. She was one of our first strongest middles that we had gotten a commitment from, who was both strong offensively and defensively. Jess worked hard to get in and get a set. And much like Coach Shoemake said, sitting at that table back there are 3 inductees into our Hall of Honors from this team. So there's no doubt my job was easier during those years. Jessica's career is what some coaches would say is a typical development of a student athlete. They come in their freshman year, see limited time, then get more time in their sophomore year, and then in their last 2 seasons as their most successful. I remember a time during Jessica's junior year and telling Zach, the assistant coach at the time, who's now our head coach, we probably should have played Jessica when she was younger. Her sophomore year led to our first conference championship. Her junior year was definitely her most successful year. She was one of our first MVPs of our conference. She was one of our first all-region players, and she was one of our first All-American honorable mention student athletes. Jess stuck it out. Unlike what you see these days with student athletes transferring once they become unhappy, we were just lucky Jess stayed with us. She was the epitome of what you desire your athletes to be. She was coachable, she was a great teammate, she was positive, and she had a great sense of humor. I didn't get a chance to speak with her much before tonight, but did we leave you at Texas Lutheran one time? Yes, do you remember that? Zach, do you remember this phone call? Do you remember that? Zach's got my back there. She had a great sense of humor. So there was one time at Texas Lutheran, I remember we were at the restaurant, we get a phone call, and Jess is like, Marcy, where are you guys? I'm like, who's Jess's partner? And I blamed the athletes. So yeah, we left her at the gym while we went to go and eat. So I was going to talk to Zach about that tonight. So she's a great attitude, great sense of humor, and she was just as successful in the classroom as she was on the court. Her hard work and resiliency during her freshman year paid off. Her sophomore year, again, is mentioning the program's first championship. Jess was also a part of our first, and so far last, undefeated regular seasons. We went 25-0. Her senior season, Jess ended her career first on our team in blocks and closely behind last year's Hall of Honor inductee Dana Hilzendagger in kills. Jess, thank you for your time with us. Thank you for trusting us to go so far away from home to achieve your goals. You were then, and you are now, as alum, such an inspiration and role model for our student athletes with your success in volleyball, academics, in your career, and now with your beautiful family, which I still haven't gotten to meet number 2, so I'm looking forward to that day. You left your mark on UT Dallas volleyball and UT Dallas athletics. You earned and are very deserving of this recognition. As soon as we found out Jessamine was nominated, I did get a phone call from her dad. I think I did tell her this story. And they asked, can you induct her next year? Because we're not going to be able to be there. We're traveling internationally. I said, let me see what I can do. Jessica goes, did my dad call you? And I said, yes, he did. But I do want to share in the congratulations with the parents. I'm sorry they could not be here. But it's no wonder you're as successful as you are. You have great parents. They were a great support system for us. So please share our congratulations with them in your nomination and being inducted to the Hall of Honors. So congratulations on your induction, and it is very much deserved.
Thank you, Marcy, for that wonderful introduction. I don't know if I can adjust this. You know, I am 6 feet, and now I'm wearing heels, so that makes me a little bit taller. I, too, am going to have my notes here on my phone. Congratulations to the other inductees. Thank you, Marcy, again for that introduction. And thank you for the UTD administration for this amazing honor. I'm so blessed and so grateful. As Marcy mentioned, I am one of the handful of students and student athletes who probably moved from out of state. I'm from Orlando, Florida, born and raised there, my whole life. So coming to Texas was a big leap, and I'm very grateful for that big leap, because being at UTD was just incredible. I have so many great memories. All I wanted to do in high school, playing volleyball, was to play volleyball in college. That's all I wanted to do. And so playing out of state was a bonus, and I feel like I'm very grateful because I got both. I got to play volleyball in college and play out of state. So as Marcy mentioned, my parents had a previously planned trip to Italy, so we can all be jealous in this room that they are, living their best life doing that. But that's what they did when they moved me halfway across the country to Texas, is they made many trips via plane to come here and see all of my, time playing volleyball and all of my games. They came to at least half of them, and that's pretty big. So so to my parents, I want to thank you for moving me. Sorry, I'm jumping around. Can you tell I'm a little nervous? But yeah, now that I'm a parent, and I want to shout out my two little baby boys, Wesley and Malcolm. I understand how hard it must have been for my parents to move me all the way to Texas from Florida. So even more thank you to them. So moving on, I want to mention my brother who made it here from Kentucky. I really am so appreciative that he's here because he's representing the Nassau family, coming here and supporting me. If it wasn't for him playing volleyball in high school, I probably wouldn't be standing here. I got to watch him play high school when we were 5 years apart in grades. So what did that make me, 5th grade? And he was a middle blocker. And so I remember watching him and being like, oh, just everything he did, I wanted to do. Anything my big brother did, it was I had to do. And I would say I probably did it better. So, yeah. But I do want to thank you because you showed me the way, and you never made me feel like I couldn't do what you did. So thank you for that. So Marcy and Zach, thank you guys for not only investing in us girls as volleyball players, but also as people. They would take time to teach us life lessons, and I always remember when they'd motivate us. One quote that I still hang on to today, and I repeat in my work and all that, is hard work without talent is a shame, but talent without hard work is a tragedy. I also took away the whole idea that having fun isn't a goal to set in a game. You can't say, hey, when we go out there, we want to have fun. Because basically, if you set a goal, like a measurable goal, like I want to get 5 kills in a game, or I want to get 3 blocks or something like that, then naturally you'll have fun. So I feel like that was smart stuff, so thank you for that. All around coaching. I also need to thank my teammates. So 4 of which are here tonight. And I'm so grateful for them. I wouldn't be here without my teammates. Shout out to Stephanie and Nikki who are here tonight. Your support means so much. I'm so happy that we've stayed connected and we make time to play when schedules align and when our health aligns now that we're older. As Marcy mentioned, Nikki was did you mention that? I don't know. Somebody mentioned Nikki was our first ever volleyball inductee. So she and I started at UTD together, and so I will not play with any other setter because, she's the best of the best. Hillary and Dana, who are my besties. I'm so glad that I met you guys. Every single favorite memory from college is with you two, just period. And even now. Volleyball doesn't exist for me without you guys. Lastly, my mother-in-law, my father-in-law are here. And of course I want to thank you guys because without you, I wouldn't have the best life partner in the whole world. My husband Cameron, who makes the world a better place for me and our 2 little boys just by being our guy. So thanks everyone.